Hello friends and welcome to another video lesson from DBOS Talks. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified of new uploads. This video is in the playlist called Handling Strings in SQL, and here we'll be learning how to use the INSTR string in SQL. Sometimes it would be informally referred to as in string in informal circles, but if you want to be strict, then it's INSTR. Okay, so let's just go on with it. This function returns the starting position of a substring in a string. So if you don't know what a string is, I suggest you go over the very first video in this playlist so that you can have an understanding of what a string is. So in Oracle SQL, the data type which is used on strings is typically varchar2. And so here is the syntax. The function is INSTR, and then you have your pair of parentheses with it. And then there are two parameters. The first one is the string, which is a bunch of characters enclosed in a pair of single quotes, if that's a hard-coded value. Otherwise, it's a column name. So the second parameter is the substring, okay? So meaning substring, what I mean is this is a subset of the first string, okay? Again, as usual, we can use that function on both a hard-coded value string or on a column value. Let's look at an example which makes use of a hard-coded value, okay? So again, you will see the INSTR function has or accepts, typically accepts two parameters. The string here is the first one, the string, and then the second one is the substring or the subset of this string, okay? So select INSTR, and then the first string is hello earth, ending with a period or a full stop. The comma after that is the second parameter, which is the substring. In this case, earth. You can notice that this earth here, if it's case sensitive when you deal with strings in SQL. So the earth here, which is in all exclusively in lowercase, is the same one that is in this first string. All right. So select INSTR this and this as an alias here from do what. Let's see what it does. So again, what it does is it will return the starting position of the substring, meaning it will return the starting position of this substring in relation to this original string. Okay. So if you look at this earth, and SQL will look for that string in the original string. All right. It will look for earth in hello earth, and then will return to us the number which represents the starting character position of that string. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the string earth starts at position 7, right? So it should return 7. Okay, so it correctly returned 7. Again, the 7 is the character position or starting character position of the substring, which is the second parameter, which is in this case is the word earth. Okay. In the next example, we'll be using INSTR on a column value. But first, let's look at a table column which has string values. So select given name from employees, order by given name, descending. Okay. So here are a few values of the given name, and all of them are good candidates for showing you what a string is, because a string consists of literal characters, or it could be also numeric characters in there, but they cannot be used for mathematical computation, okay, because they are of the data type varchar2 as far as Oracle is concerned. Okay, so these are strings. Now we will be using the INSTR function on this data set. Okay. So select given name, INSTR given name A as user, as INSTR from employees, order by given name sending. So what I'm doing here is I will be displaying side by side the original string values, which you have seen here, which you're looking at here, as well as a derivation of that. Not really derivation, but the INSTR being used on that column, looking for the character position, the starting character position of the string A. It's a letter A, but as you know, a string can be more than one characters. All right, so let's just say, okay, let's just run this. All right, so on the left, on the first column are the values of given name. In the second column are the INSTR output after looking for the INSTR or character position of the string A, starting position of that in these string values. Like for the first one, maybe let's look at the second one, Matthew. Okay, this one, first one, Pavel. So A is in the second position, so PA. So that's why it's 2. Matthew, you have MA. The A is in the second position, so that's why the INSTR output is 2. Now let's look at Bill here, right? Bill. The INSTR output here is 0. Why is it 0? That is because there is no occurrence of the string A. A, the letter itself doesn't exist in Bill. That's why the INSTR output is 0. All right. So we have seen two behaviors of INSTR as far as output is concerned. One is the straightforward one, which just tells you the starting character position of that string. And then here you have a scenario where the string being looked for, the substring, doesn't exist in the original string. In this case, the letter A doesn't exist in the given name. In the example, Bill. That's why the output of INSTR is 0. Here, Alicia is unique, although yes, for now, you're looking at Alicia, the first occurrence of the letter A is actually at the position 1, the first character of that string. So it's correct. But I will show you another example on expanding on this new bit of knowledge, specifically the usage of the INSTR function. Because in the string Alicia, you will notice that it has 2 letter A's, so more than one. So it could be a cause of confusion whenever you're using INSTR. It might not be, this output here might not be the one we're expecting it to be, right? Because this string consists of more than one occurrences of the letter A of the string A. Okay, so in that case, we will be using, in the case of Alicia, we will be using this kind of variation of the function. Okay, if you're wondering why suddenly the INSTR function has 3, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4 parameters, then you might not have heard of what's known as in programming as function overloading. So this is a function overloading example, meaning the same function may have more than one signature. This is signature. The parameter set is a signature. That's the one that makes the function unique. Okay, even though it's the same function, we're using INSTR, but this is a different signature, a parameter set for that same function. So this is what is known as function overloading. So we will use this kind of function signature if the substring we're looking for has more than one occurrences in the original string. Okay, like in this case, the letter A is happening more than once or exists more than once in the original string Alicia. Okay. So what happens is these are the four parameters, the string, just like in the first one, the first example, string, substring, you got that. The third is the starting position where you want the SQL to start counting the position. And occurrence means, let's say if it's the first occurrence, then you put 1. If it's the second occurrence that you're looking for, as far as INSTR is concerned, then you'll put 2, etc. Okay, so let's do that. So select given name. Here we're using now the function, the signature for the function INSTR, wherein it has 4 parameters: the string, the substring, the starting position, as well as the occurrence. Okay, so what I mean by this is that I want the SQL to look for the second occurrence of the string A in the string given name. Okay, so let's execute and you will see something different. So now you see there's a entirely different kind of output as compared to the earlier example I've shown you, even though we're looking at the same data set. It's only because we are using a different function signature, different variation of the INSTR function, the one which has 4 parameters in it. So it is, we are specifying or looking for the character position, starting character position of the letter A, the string A, the second occurrence, specifically because of the 2 here. So for most of the records, it returns 0 because these records only have 1 instance of the letter A. That is why they're returning 0 for the second. They're saying there is no second occurrence or instance of the string A for these given names. Okay, Pavel only has 1 A, Matthew only has, all of these only have 1 A. For Bill, it's a different matter. There really is no letter A, so it's also returning 0. But for Alicia, it's unique. It has 2 letter A's. So here, the number 6 output here is talking about the character position of the second letter A. So if you look at Alicia, A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is correct. The second letter A in this string is positioned at the 6th character. Okay, so that is the INSTR function, which is an SQL string function used to return the starting position of a substring in a string. Thank you for watching and listening. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe and click the bell. And I'll be seeing you in the next video.